Hey there, Postal here. So today we're looking at a Tier 2 German ground attack plane, the Fessler Phi 98. Let's take a look. Alright, so what is this plane? It has four 50 kilogram bombs. They show significantly better damage. Let me just remove this pilot here and put in some crackerjack pilot. Here we go, crackerjack pilot. Without the boost that I've got going on with something. Oh, yeah, this. They're going to do 4,800 damage. So I mean, they're relatively strong. You've got four different bombs that allows you to just drop one, drop one, drop one. But that's all well and good, but it's not a very impactful plane. And the reason being is because it's just at this tier. It's tier 2, so everything in its brother turns on a dime. Even the multi-rolls, a lot of the multi-rolls can out-dog fight the regular fighters, and so this thing kind of feels like it's lost. It's not as terrible in the maneuverability as some of the heavies and the even the other Soviet ground attack plane, but it's not good enough to be actually relevant. So you're kind of losing maneuverability. I'd rather lose even more maneuverability and put a rear gunner on it. That would be so helpful. Yeah, just because. The front forward-facing gun is just strong enough to set things on fire, but it's not really reliable as far as taking out ground targets is concerned. It's actually better at taking out aircraft, and so you'd think in-game this would really be more of a multi-role. But I guess because it's so poor on maneuverability, they stuck it down as a ground attack plane. Either way, it's not a very good one. I've only played 2 games in it, but if you get in a game with anybody with any any fighter or heavy fighter, multi-role fighter, a human on the enemy team, you're kind of toast. I was lucky enough to be going against a ground attack plane, and yeah, in a ground attack dogfight, this plane's going to win. A dogfight versus literally anything else, this plane's going to lose. So yeah, let's take a look at that gameplay, and then I'm going to recommend at the end of the video to not get this plane, just because there's so many better options out there. If you win it, hey, look, it's a fun plane to have in your garage. But yeah, this would be one of the first planes I'd throw out if I needed a hangar slot and I didn't have any other way to get it. This would be one of the first planes I'd get rid of. Although I typically don't get rid of my premiums just because I'm a goofball like that. Anywho, let's hop into the battle, and I'll see you on the other side. Well, there we go, Tier 2. We're in Tier 2 battle against a specialized TSH-2. Yeah. So I've got my ME-265 pilot in here. Figure what the heck, might as well. I guess I'll go get the garrison. I'd like to think that our people can get the airbase, but we'll see. I didn't realize how many. There's actually quite a lot of ground attack planes. So we'll go a little bit further to the left. Where are you going? He's going here, so. Yeah, we got 2 machine guns, we got a couple mini bombs basically. We'll drop this one right there. Ah, friggin' crap, it'd be nice to have a tail gunner. No tail gunner for you. So, kinda SOL here, aren't I? Because you don't have the maneuverability of, every other plane at this tier. And so I'm really at the mercy of all these planes. I don't have a rear gunner. And and nobody's helping me, just like in every other ground attack plane you're ever in, right? Guess I'll just hold off here. Come on, guys. Any time now would be super swell. Hit the air brake, see if I can turn around. If I had a tail gunner, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Don't think this is actual stuff, is it? No, maybe it is. Yay! Alright, let's go over to the airbase over here. Yeah, and I mean, really, so that's the key to it. Because you don't have a tail gunner on this, and you're significantly less maneuverable than everything else in this tier, you know, you're just in a lot of trouble. And your guns, yeah, they're strong, quote-unquote strong for this tier, as far as your damage per second. But if you can't get them on target, what does it matter? And unlike higher tier ground attack planes, you're going to have to defend yourself significantly versus the enemy aircraft. The bombs reload pretty quick, 57 seconds. I've got the speed boost for that going on. It's kind of nice to have 4 different bombs, whereas there's like just one huge bomb on some of the other planes. You know what? Screw you. I'm not having you come right after me here, buddy. You know, with the same reload time. Boom. See if I can get Elton here. Nope, not worried about Elton. Come over here, get this TSH-2. I should probably research these kind of planes before I start going up against them, huh? Does he have a rear gunner? Kinda looks like it, doesn't it? Looks like he's got more hit points than me too. But he's obviously less maneuverable, so there's that going on for you. Drop a couple bombs there. See if I can set that thing on fire. Yay! I'm in trouble. Son of a biscuit. See if I can boost away. I cannot. So I'm just gonna be dead. Hey, we flipped it. Miraculously, we flipped it. This guy's shooting at me. I think his rear gunner could probably kill me though, considering my hit point pool. So I found the one plane that my plane's good against killing. Like I said, it's not going to be... oh my goodness. Of course he wanted to kill me. What, and then now my friendly plane hops off him? Thanks a lot. Oh man, this tier. Guess I'll hop here and kill me a ground packed plane. But I couldn't... I can't imagine me playing this plane very much. At all. If I want to... guess we'll go this way. If I want to build up my ground attack pilot, I will hop in just about anything else. That plane's dead. It's almost like this plane wants to be a ground attack plane, and instead of specializing in that though, it kind of hedges its bets. It's like, oh well, you know, we won't have a rear gunner, we won't have extra bombs or anything like that. You know, that way we can dogfight. But it's like it's trying to be the best of both worlds, and it fails at being the multi-role. It's really like a fat multi-role that can't do everything a multi-roll can do. So it's like a bad multi-roll? Yeah. It's certainly not a heavy. It's not fast enough to be a heavy. It's slower than you know, it's a ground attack speed. So yeah. And this whole time, like, I'm not going to be getting chevrons because I haven't, like, flipped zones and stuff like that. Which is what you get chevrons for in this plane. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for that garrison over there. Shall we? We shall. I'm not expecting mass speed. For a ground pounder at tier 2, it'd be silly of me to expect that. See if I can get this. Oh, it's looking at me. See if I can get rid of this guy. Almost crashed into his own guy. Yay. We'll reload. And hope that we can... Okay, good. Hope that we can stay alive here. But I mean, it is tier 2. You can make a lot of mistakes. And bots aren't the most intelligent things out there. Who are we gonna go for here? Help this guy kill this guy? See if we get this P12. Come on. Where are you going? You running away to the edge of the map here? His P12 can turn on a dime. Can't set anything on fire, nothing, man. Cool, let's get the AR. There's no way I'm going to spend 5 minutes getting to another zone. I might as well just shoot everything that's over here. So this plane really is, as I'm flying it around here, really does remind me of a 265, but without a rear gunner. And imagine if you were in a 265 without a rear gunner, it'd be a pretty frustrating plane, right? So yeah, I mean, I had to play like a multi-roll at the end there, especially once we had a bunch of sectors. But yeah, let's head back. Alright, so 9 frags, 6 ground targets, 3 sectors captured, yada yada yada. It's a tier 2 battle. You know, so it's not the easiest thing to get capture points. I wouldn't recommend getting a tier 2 ground attack plane. And yeah, like anything I did in this plane, I can do easier in something like a 11C. 11C has, and this is just if we're looking at premium planes, right? Has 1 bomb that does basically the same amount of damage your 4 bombs do. Oh, except I've got a pilot that boosts the damage by 20%. So this is like 4,500, I want to say, something like that, for the cumulative damage between the 4. So yeah, it does more. The reload time is going to be the same though. The gun armament, this does less damage per second, but the maneuverability significantly better. And so, you know, this isn't as maneuverable as some of the fighters out there, but it's close enough This is nowhere near it. It also has good altitude performance comparatively, and the airspeed isn't terrible, but it's better than the. I mean, it's not great, but it's better than the mediocre airspeed of the Phi 98. So if I was just looking for a competitive plane out there, I would not pick this plane at all. Let's even take it a step further and take the aircraft details here. Let's take a look at the Soviet Tier 2 that's not even available. Oh, there it is. This is your standard, right? So the guns, actually let's just click on it, because the guns, you're going to have 8 30 cals, so that's pretty crazy. Plus you've got the rear gunner with 2 more 30 cals. If this had a rear gunner on it, it'd actually be pretty okay. Well, you've got more than 8. You've got 10 30 cals facing forward. And that's it? There's no bombs on this plane? What? Well, that's just weird. Well, dang, this plane's terrible. That's a lot of 30 cals, and what's the point? No altitude performance. Well, Jesus criminy. I'd rather have this than this thing. So let's just ignore that. But there's so many better planes that can do what the Phi 98 does. The 11C that I was just pointing at is a prime example, and you can get that. Just pick it up here if you want to pick it up. Something like an F2F here. I mean, you take a multi-role and it can do everything that this thing can do, but better, because you're going to have better maneuverability. You're going to have better altitude performance. You're going to have better airspeed. The only perk to this plane is it's German, and it's not as ridiculous as some of the other ground pounders that are out there. I think I won another one. Let's take a look at a slightly higher tier. Didn't I? Yeah, this HS 120. This thing is a garbage. I mean, nothing is good about it at all. Guess survivability, but it better have really good survivability. It's got 220s, but it's got no rear gunner. You really want a rear gunner. I should say I really want a rear gunner for my ground attack planes. There's too many other weaknesses in regards to their airspeed and maneuverability and altitude performance. Just give me any kind of rear gunner and I'll feel a lot more better. And so that's why I can't go out of my way to recommend this plane. I mean, yeah, it's tier 2 if you want to get it just because it's kind of unique looking. I definitely wouldn't have gotten it if I hadn't won it, and I definitely don't recommend it. Just because, I mean, if you're going to spend money on a premium plane, at least a competitive premium tier 2 plane, get this thing with a bomb that weighs probably as much as the rest of the plane combined. You'll do everything that you could do in a Phi 98 plus more. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. I just figured I'd do a quick review on this plane since I won it, and it's available in the shop if you feel so inclined to spend a couple hundred gold on it. I mean, I don't recommend it. I can't believe I didn't freaking accelerate my crew training. Jesus. I don't recommend it, but everybody's different, right? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great day.